Welcome into Crunch Time with Chris. I am Chris Ninehouse. My guest, let me tell you, this is a long list, all right? But he is fresh off winning the 2025 Thomas E. Frederick Award for Outstanding Leadership and Commitment by the National Intercollegiate Athletic Administrators Association. Already won the 2017 State Athletic Director of the Year Award for the Missouri chapter. Part of that job is running the Tournament of Champions, which starts this week. My guest is Josh Scott, SPS Athletic Director. Josh, thanks for being with us here.
Hey, absolutely, Chris. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is you're super busy, obviously. You got, we're shooting this on a Monday. This will release on Wednesday, which means tomorrow, for the viewers, it's going to be Tournament of Champions. Is this one of your favorite times of year? Is it the most stressful time of year? What is it to you?
It's once January hits, it is absolutely the most stressful. But it's also the most fun. I mean, if you can't have fun with what we're about ready to do, you would have to have your brain checked, right? Wednesday, though, that's the epitome of stress.
So when people are watching this, first thing on Wednesday, just know that you are busy with a lot of stuff going on, getting ready for this bad boy right here. It's a beautiful bracket, by the way, huh? Check that out.
That's right. You got to hire people that can make you look good. Dr. Michael, man, he is amazing at working with PDFs and working with stuff like this, so it looks so good.
You know what? We were talking about this in the office, because if you look at it, you've got the 1, 2, was it 6 and 8? I got the number 1, number 2, number 6, and number 8 high school public schools.
And 5.
And 5. Okay, so you have all these amazing schools in here. In a weird way, we were talking about, when we have state champions, we always wonder, it'd be kind of cool if you just kind of kept going and played the other state champions. And this, in a weird way, has kind of that feel to it, huh, this year?
Yeah, it's awesome, right? You look at the pink and white and the blue and gold, a lot of people say, hey, why can't the blue-gold champion play the blue champion play the gold champion? And that really can't work because it's putting two different tournaments together. But this one, if you look at the top of our bracket, the way it's set, we have the 6 and the 8 team playing possibly the 1 seed if it plays out to the normal way. And then the bottom of the bracket, your number 2 seed in the country could play the number 5 team. So you could have 1 versus 6 or 11 or 6 or 8 because, Wheeler and Bartlett, what's the difference in the nation between the number 6 and the number 8 team in the country? And in the bottom, you could have a 2-5 if it plays out the seed. So it's unbelievable.
Yeah, how did the decision, I don't know if that was on purpose to not have the private schools, like a Link, for example, can't play for a state championship even though they're in Missouri. These teams can all play for state champions where they come from. Was that a conscious decision, or what went into that?
Yeah, I think it was feedback. Mark Fisher is the first one to bring academies in at the level that we were bringing them in. And I think the year that was COVIDed out, I had 3 academies that were set to come in. I think it was Sunrise, IMG, and we had another one come in, and that was probably too much. It was too big. And the more we just started to look at it and think about it, there's some states that you can't play an academy. So it made sense to look at it and think, can we bounce this every other year and have an academy-filled event and then an event where everyone wins a state championship? Like Paul VI is a private school out in Virginia. They have a public-private separate state championship. So they're playing in the private sector. So it's kind of just worked its way for an every other year. I don't know if it'll stay that way, but this year's teams have rolled out really nicely.
Yeah, and we've got Kickapoo and Logan Rogersville, really 2 of the best that we have to offer in this area. What goes into choosing what local schools are going to be into this?
That's absolutely it. There's always going to be someone from Springfield Public Schools because it's our event, our tournament, which I think is so interesting that the amount of people that don't know we're Springfield Public Schools that are putting this event on. It's not the university. It's not an outside organization. It is good old-fashioned public school educators putting this on. And so I love that part. We're always going to have an SPS team. And then we look around and we try to find who has the best team or the highest caliber players within our region to invite also.
Yeah, I love to. Though obviously because you're bringing in the best of the best like this, no matter who the best of the area was going to be, they're going to be underdogs theoretically in these games. And even if they don't win right away, they get to play each other, which we have wanted to see. And that is going to be an amazing thing for all the viewers to see too, huh?
Yeah, and it wasn't, I think it was 2 years ago, Nixa was in, and Bruce Thornton, or 3 years ago, Bruce Thornton, who's now at Ohio State University, he hits a half-court shot to break everybody's heart. That was round one.
Yeah.
Nick Suba's almost on the right side of the bracket if it wasn't for a Division I basketball player's half-court shot.
Yeah, oh my goodness. And that's what we get from these. And I love how we really get to see how Great Southern Bank looks with an absolutely packed house. People, standing room only and filling up to the top like we've seen in years past. And I mean, you've got Jordan Smith for Paul VI, for example, ranked 1 or 2 as a recruit, depending on where you look. Of course, Logan Rogersville gets Paul VI right away, the number 1 team in the nation. Kickapoo will get the number 2 team, Principia. Axton Perry, ranked number 4. He's on Bartlett. St. John Bosco has Christian Collins, who's ranked 10th in the nation. I mean, this is just a who's who. There's going to be some just absolute talent like it is every year. You ever pinch yourself to just see how much the basketball world is going to have their eyes focused on Springfield?
I am, especially this week. I mean, every year it brings in a different level depending on the field. But the people, Saturday and Sunday of this weekend, I was talking to basketball coaches for our event for next year. So, I mean, this week brings excitement to other people around the country. When I say people are watching what's happening here, you couldn't believe it, the amount of attention that we're garnering. This year is going to be really interesting. It doesn't usually happen this way, Chris, but with Jordan Smith and Christian Collins being both 5-star kids, top 10 kids, they're both uncommitted. Yeah. That usually doesn't happen for seniors. So I'm really interested if Thursday night we're going to get some Division I college guests that come in to view and watch and further their recruiting, because you have sought after Division I caliber kids, and then you have Jordan and Christian, and they're on a different level.
Yeah, it's funny. I one of the things I love too is that you see like Bronny James's team comes in, or Carmelo Anthony's sons, his teams comes in, and they come in and they show up, they're wearing the $5 Bass Pro hats that you can go get because they all want to go. They want to go check that out. And obviously they've been a great sponsor for you guys here and a great ambassador for the city to be able to have them put this event on with you guys. I think one of my favorite things too is just the fact that everyone, any time you have a chance to put the Ozarks on the map and have just national views of the area, we get a chance to kind of show off what we're all about here in the Ozarks. What has been kind of maybe some of your favorite memories and moments from the past years? So
if you go to my personal Twitter or X, whatever it is there, you go to that field and you'll see Steve Smith, who was at Oak Hill. And Steve Smith, Oak Hill, he's in the Basketball Naismith Hall of Fame. He's who's who of everything. He's got at the top of these, like, I've been everywhere. I've done everything. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Florida. We've been to the East Coast. Nobody does it as well as a Tournament of Champions. And to have somebody like that say what he did, that just to me is the highlight. I don't know if that will ever be, if it'll ever be topped. But then you look at this night. I mean, this is footage from last year's event. I mean, you're going to have kids that are going to be playing Saturdays in enormous rivalries in the NCAA, probably going to get, hopefully, to the Elite Eight, Final Four, and you're going to say, I saw those kids, and I saw them right here. And, it's this is Oak Ridge out of Florida and Link Academy. Oak Ridge, right before the event, had a pretty big player decide to leave right before, but otherwise, I mean, I would have been really excited to see what that game and what that score had been. But I mean, you just look at Link Academy. They can go anywhere that they want, and they look at me and they say, anytime you invite us, we're coming.
Yeah, it's funny. There's like, what goes into that too? I know there's certain, you kind of rotate some teams, and some teams come more often. Like, I don't know, what does that? How does that work for you guys?
People say you're rotating. Like Paul VI has been here every other year for the last
exactly.
couple, right? And they've been opposite. Christ the King is every other year the previous. Well, Christ the King is the easy answer. They were the first big time program to come here and answer the call when Dr. Matthews sent out handwritten letters from the USA Today top 25. Luckily, I don't have to do that.
Yeah,
texting and calling is way easier now, and finding them on YouTube. Paul VI, I mean, number one, they're a crowd favorite. Number two, the way they play the game, value the game, and the brand of basketball that they play is amazing. And then number three, they've got the players every single year. I mean, we looked at 2 years ago when they were here, they had 4 of their 5 starters had signed to play Division I basketball. 2 at Duke, 1 at Rhode Island, 1 at Notre Dame. Their 5th starter happened to be Jordan Smith, the sophomore, and Glenn Farrell looked at me and he goes, "That kid's going to be a pro." So everything else, I mean, it works its way out on who comes back.
I always love it. I love that they're just right down the road here in Branson Link, and that we've been able to be a place that they come for that. But then even if you're not playing at Link, you're also you're going to come to the Ozarks for this tournament if you're one of these other teams with all these kids. And I mean, it's just such an amazing responsibility. I'm sure that's probably a big part of what's stressful for you is just making sure everyone's comfortable and making sure they have what they need. What goes into such a big production like this?
Yeah, we try really hard to make sure that we are different because we don't just care about what happens during the 4 quarters that they're playing. We care about how they're greeted when they get off the plane. We care about the transportation that they're in. We care about the ability that we can get them to one of our partners at Big Shots. We can get them to WOW with Bass Pro. We get them great service at the Oasis Hotel. But then the people that no one sees, there's 2 groups. One, we have honorary coaches. So every team that comes in has a minimum of 2 people who usher them and help them and support them throughout the entire event. And when you're there Thursday through Saturday of the event, you look at the end of the bench, there's going to be a couple people who are like, they just look a little bit different. That's going to be our honorary coaches.
That's good.
And then the other group is my office staff. Believe it or not, we do 32-team women's tournament, this tournament, and we're running 15 schools, athletic programs, all at the same time, and we have an office of 5 of us. And so we're doing that with our office group, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think, by the way, I always mess around with the video here while we're talking. And I think I know what I'm doing, and sometimes I just kind of don't. So as I fix this here, we have video of the dunk contest, which I think I've got. Hey, there's Chad Klein. There we go. Cool. Dunk contest, 3-point contest. This is obviously something.
Bubba Watson.
Yeah, no big deal, right? We had Bubba Watson last year. That was so cool. So we had the things that go into this. I always wonder what some of our local kids will be involved, things like that, and who usually wins for the dunk contest? What's key to that? I guess
there's 3 things, right? I mean, and first of all, the Great Southern Bank dunk contest, it puts us on the map for this day, right? A lot of people, my wife will look, when are you coming up to the event? She'll be like, I'll be there at 6 o'clock for the dunk contest, right? She knows when that's going to start. There's creativity. Like here's one of our Parkview guys. We have a kid on a hoverboard. But you go through and you want to do something to catch the audience eye.
Yeah.
The ones that, I mean, the Millennium Kid was pretty special last year. There's 2 that I think were above and beyond. Oak Hill, my first year, and I forgot his name. I remember calling Steve Smith and I said, "Hey, do you have somebody from the dunk contest?" And he goes, "Yes, he'll do it. He wins every one he's in." and he pulls his mom and his dad out of the stands and he dunks over both of them. And then the other one that really stands out, there has to be footage of it somewhere, and that's the Tyreek Brooks, who was at Central, and he's now at Missouri State playing. He can jump out of the gym, and the things that matter is 1, a little bit of creativity, but then number 2, you've got to make a dunk. You've got to make one at least.
Got to make it, yes.
And then this year, I mean, you're showing video right here. One of our other partners, Country Financial, said we'd like to do a 3-point contest.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how we were going to do it. And we started it. We learned some lessons. That's Andre Iguodala Jr.
Yeah.
His dad was a pretty good basketball player. If you're Golden State
AI,
Warriors,
I remembered him as when he first came out.
That's right. And so
Allen Iverson, yes.
And so we added that last year. This year we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to shoot after game 2 of each night. So we're going to do, instead of 1 after each game, we're going to finish game 2. We're going to do 4 quarterfinals. On the semi night, we're going to finish game 2. We're going to do the 2 semis. And then before the dunk contest on Saturday, we're going to shoot the Country Financial 3-point competition.
Okay. Okay, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay, we're gonna make sure that. So it's funny for us when we cover this stuff. Like we're always running around, like trying to make sure we don't miss anything.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that they know that back there.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got Video Central here. We've seen Parkview in there as well. Obviously, Kickapoo this year to go along with Logan Rogersville. I remember this was actually because I got hired in 2021 December, so this was one of the first things I ever covered. I remember. And I remember just how the kids lit up about just being there, just a chance to be there. You know, even though they wouldn't necessarily win the game that they were playing, they got a chance to kind of play against the best. And we can't wait to see Chase Branham, another ranked kid, when he gets his chance for Logan Rogersville to play.
I'll tell you what, he's undervalued.
Yeah.
If you are a traditional basketball fan, he knows when to go fast. He knows when to slow it down. He knows how to pass. He can finish at all 3 levels. I just think that kid is going to put a show on, and he's going to open some eyes nationally. He is not just the 33rd best point guard in the country. He is way, way better than that.
I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but I want to ask him if he's feeling a sense of FOMO, because Indiana right now, what they're doing in football, I mean, it'd be so fun to be a student there right now.
Yes.
He's got to wait a couple years, but when he does get there, I'm sure the football team's still going to be pretty great. That's awesome.